melody is going to be played in standard tuning. And of course, the recorded version of this song is done on electric. I'll be showing you the parts on acoustic. It all translates the same. The opening riff, the rhythm part, is what I'm going to be showing you first. I'll show you the lead parts a little bit later. But the opening riff, everything's going to be used playing power chords is what the recording is doing. I use my first finger on the 5th string 7th fret and my pinky finger on the 4th string 9th fret. If you want to use your ring finger in place of what I'm using my pinky to do, if that's more comfortable for you, feel free. It's more comfortable for me to use pinky. So these power chords, we're going to use this shape right here throughout the entire intro and the verse. We'll also be palm muting. That means you take the fat of your palm and just lay it right across the bridge or the saddle of the guitar where the strings go across the saddle and make this muted strum. The rhythm is just going to be straight down strums. So first chord, I've already shown you this E. The second chord will be a D. Take this shape and just drop it down 2 frets. My first finger is now on the 5th string 5th fret, pinky finger is now on the 4th string 7th fret, and then the third chord will be a G power chord. We're going to move strings now. You're going to go with your first finger to the 6th string 3rd fret and pinky finger to the 5th string 5th fret. So we've got an E to a D, G. It goes to that G a little bit more quickly than just in a straight count. It's going on an upbeat. As opposed to if everything was staying on the downbeat, it would sound more like this. But that G is coming a bit more quickly and it sounds like this. So that rhythm repeats for like 3 times, and then I think in the verses every 3 times, instead of going to a G, he comes on down to a C. So after the D, just lower this shape again another 2 frets. So your first finger is on the 5th string 3rd fret, pinky finger on the 4th string 5th fret. And whenever you go to the C, it doesn't jump that beat like it does whenever you go into the G. It does just stay full counts, like 1, 2, 3. As opposed to with the G, on the rounds that it goes to C, you don't jump over that last beat of the D to get there, but with the G's you do. Alright, so that fully covers the verses, and then that verse progression right there is what it does whenever you go to the lead break. When we reach the end of those verses, it's going to build for a second on the G before going C, D, C, G, D, C, G, D, and that's going to be the well-known chorus. So just build for a second, palm muting on a G note, like a G chord. I've got my ring finger on the 6th string 3rd fret here. But then it does a quick upbeat of C, G, C. Standard C chord in this, ring finger on the 5th string 3rd fret, 2nd finger on the 4th string 2nd fret, open 3 string, first finger on the 2nd string 1st fret. You'll go C, and then for the G, I just move my ring and 2nd fingers for this down 1 set of strings. So my 2nd finger goes to the 6th string 3 fret, and my 2nd finger goes to the 5th string 2nd fret. That's going to be my G. I really leave my first finger where it's at in the C on the 2nd string 1st fret, and then back into the C for that quick chunk, chunk, chunk before the hey baby, C, G, C. And then it's going to go G, D, G, C, G, D, and repeat that for the chorus. It's always going to hiccup back to the G in the middle, and then the D chord will be a standard D chord. It actually looks like Tom Petty may be playing it with the 2nd finger on the 3rd string 2nd fret, pinky finger on the 2nd string 3rd fret, and an open 1st string, strumming from the 4th string down. But if you want to play just a traditional D chord, that will work as well. And that's the chorus of C, G, C, D, G, C, G, D, G, C. Notice also that all the chords are switching on up strums very slowly. Or C, up, 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 up. Those are the chord changes happening all on up strums before it falls back into the verse progression of D, or E, D, G. The lead parts for this song are actually played in open G tuning. You don't necessarily have to retune to play this. You can manage it in standard tuning, but to get some of the tones correct, it is best to retune to open G. So here's where open G tuning is. You tune your 6th string down to a D. You tune your 5th string down to a G. You tune your 4th string. You just tune it to a D. I was going to say you tune it down to a D, but you don't because it's already at a D. Your 3rd string stays at a G. Your 2nd string stays at a B. So strings 4, 3, and 2 are all remaining the same from standard. And then your 1st string gets tuned down to a D. So we've got D, G, D, G, B, D. That gives us open G tuning. The intro lick that hits right with the first chord of the song is going to be the slide on the 12th fret of the 2nd string. And you can pull up into that note by, laying your slide down maybe around the 11th fret and then pull the slide right up to being directly over the 12th fret. And you can put a little vibrato on it by shaking it back and forth right over the fret. That gives it that wobbly sound. So that's the first note. And then it hangs on that note for a while, and you can listen to the recording to hear how long, but it hangs on that note, and then it falls off this note towards the 2nd string 10th fret, and then so slide back towards the 10th fret and then immediately bring it back up so that you can hit the 3rd string 12th fret right over the 12th fret. So you've got like that's the back half of that opening lick, and it's very simple. It might take some practice to get it clean. But so up to the 12th fret of the 2nd string, fall back to the 10th fret of the 2nd string, and then deaden that 2nd string with your 2nd finger, and then pull up with your 1st finger on the 3rd string and bring your slide up to the 12th fret of the 3rd string. And hit that twice, and then it just falls off of that, and the lyrics start. Whenever we get to the lead, you're going to bring the slide up to the 14th fret of the 1st string. So this is actually an E note, but since this 1st string is tuned down to a D, we've got to come up to the 14th fret of the 1st string to grab that E. And then from that, it goes back. It lingers on that note for a little bit, and then goes back to a lick similar to what the intro lick was of hitting the 2nd string 12th fret, falling down to the 10th fret of the 2nd string, and then back up to the 12th fret of the 3rd string. So you've got 14th fret of the 1st string, and then 12th fret of 2, fall down to the 10th fret of 2, slide back up into the 12th fret of 3 string. Then you've got... So here we are with the slide over the... What string am I on here? This is the 3rd string 7th fret. You're going to hit that. Use your right hand to deaden any strings that you're not wanting to ring out. With slide, you have a habit of letting a lot of notes that you don't want to ring out. So use your right hand to deaden anything that you don't want ringing out. Pluck the 3rd string 7th fret and slide the slide down to the 3rd string 4th fret. And then you'll hit that note again and slide it all the way up to the 4th string 9th fret. So you're going 7, 4, 9. And then you'll go from the 9th fret of the 3rd string all the way up to the 12th fret of the 3rd string. And then you'll jump from the 12th fret of the 3rd string to the 12th fret of the 2nd string where your slide is already at. And then you'll hit the 12th fret of the 1st string where your slide is already at. And then go back to the 12th fret of the 2nd string. So out of this lick, it will be so far we've got very slowly. And then it ends with that's what it is. So, to execute that, you're going to bring your slide to the 2nd fret of the 3rd string and slide it up to the 4th fret of the 3rd string. Once you get there, you'll then hit the open 1st string. So kind of lift your slide up off the neck of the guitar, but don't bring it too far away because you're going to have to be bringing it back anyway. So 3rd string, 2nd fret to 3rd string, 4th fret, and then open 1st string, and then you're going to come back to the 4th fret of the 3rd string that you were just on and slide it down to the 2nd fret, and then whenever you get to the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, you're just going to pick it up, and by picking it up, it should let the G string ring out, the 3rd string ring out. So far in this very last part, we have got. And then once you get the G string to ring out, you will execute part of that slide down by putting your slide now on the 3rd string, 3rd fret, and bring it back down to the 2nd fret. You'll pick it up and you'll hit then the 5th string open. And it's okay if you hit then basically all of the strings from the 5th string down open. So that back part, that last part is coming together like. And it's okay if your slide actually catches on the very last part. If it catches the 4th string 3rd fret with the 3rd string 3rd fret before the pull off and then hitting the open 5th string. And then it goes back into the chorus again. So those are the chords, the movements, and the lead riffs to Want Back Down by Tom Petty. Hopefully this gives you an idea of how to approach the song.